Alright guys, it's Bino here. Today we're going to be talking about Tory Lanez guilty verdict. Okay. I personally thought that he was potentially not guilty. I wasn't too sure because it was kind of like between Tory Lanez and Megan's best friend, and there was speculation that Megan was constantly trying to steal her best friend's guys that she was talking to, basketball players. The baby was one of them. I even believe Tory Lanez was in this little love triangle. Um, so we're gonna watch a video of the verdict. We're gonna go on Twitter, check out Tory's dad. He had his little thoughts about the verdict afterwards, and then we're gonna listen to the exact charges that he is found guilty of.
About the verdict itself. Assault with a semi-automatic firearm, guilty. Having a concealed firearm in a vehicle that's not registered, guilty. And discharge of a firearm with gross negligence, guilty. Tory Lanez.
All right, so first of all, I personally have spent time incarcerated on multiple occasions. I've been in the justice system for probably I was in the justice system for probably like 6 years total, between being incarcerated, parole, all that stuff. I have been off papers for about 2.5 years now. So these are all felonies that he's looking at, and he's looking at like 20 plus years maximum if they maxed each charge out, which I highly doubt he is going to do 20 years. Me, celebrity stat, well, me personally, I think with his celebrity status, good lawyer, money, no prior record, he's looking at, I would be surprised if he doesn't do at least 2 years, and I think it could go up to 4 or 5 years. Now, if it was me, I'm probably doing a 10 clip, at least, probably 15. But I have felonies on my record, yada, yada, yada. But Tory, I'm confident that he's looking at least 2 years.
Showed up in court today wearing a pink coat, a white
prison. Anything over 2 years, you go into prison. You could spend 18 months in county jail, but anything over 2 years, you're going right to prison. But you could sit in the county for a couple years waiting to get sentenced, which is the worst. It's terrible. Spend a year in county just waiting to get sentenced, and I'm telling you, 6 months in prison feels like a year in county. It's that much of a difference.
turtleneck, similar to what he was wearing yesterday. He was smiling with family beforehand, of course, optimistic as this jury went into day 2 of deliberations. But then that quickly changed. The jury of 7 women and 5 men walked into the courtroom, and their verdict was read as they handed it over to the bailiff. So guilty, guilty, guilty. There was no reaction from Tory Lanez right when the verdicts were read, but then as soon as the judge dismissed the jury, his father actually stood up in the courtroom and yelled, pointing, looking at prosecutors, saying, "You two are evil, you are wicked," and a lot of other inaudible things. This lasted about a minute or so with his father standing up and his father's wife standing up. Of course, extremely emotional now that his son is facing 22 years, a maximum of 22 years in prison, and was taken away in handcuffs in front of his children 2 days before Christmas. But it also has kind of been the manifestation of a lot of the energy that's happening outside of the courtroom. Megan Thee Stallion herself has testified that she feels she has faced consequences to her career for bringing this to court, but she feels like she needs to in order to amplify the struggle that Black women face in getting criminal justice as victims and feeling protected within the rap industry. So today the jurors at least said, "We hear you, we see you, and we believe you." But it seems like this is kind of just the beginning of some of the energy around a trial that has entered a new phase. Sentencing is scheduled for January 27th at 8:30 a.m.
We're definitely going to cover the sentencing also, and I believed him at first, but there's only 2 possible outcomes. Tory shot her because she was being disrespectful, bashing his career, And from the research that I gained, that she was possibly getting physical with Tory. And Tory is small, skinny, short. Meg's twice his size, maybe 3 times. She would whoop his ass. And then on the other note, the best friend could have done it because she's tired of Megan sleeping with everybody that she's interested in and just being a terrible friend. And I've heard rumors that Megan slept her way to the top, and there's a whole big drama with her manager, and her manager was kind of exposing her, just saying that she had sex with everybody, she fucks everyone that she can to benefit and boost her career, but whatever. So I mean, that's kind of where we're at now. I honestly, you got to think about it in a logical way. Who would shoot her? Tory or her best friend? And I personally feel like Tory has more of a reason to shoot her. Honestly. Or I guess, I honestly don't know. I don't want to sit here and say who did it because at the end of the day, we don't know. It just is what it is. There's only a couple people that know. I know Megan's security guard went missing a couple days before he was supposed to get on the stand. That's kind of suspicious, but it could go both ways. Tory could have had him whacked because he doesn't want to incriminate Tory, or Megan could have had him whacked because Megan knows he's got a ton of dirt on her. So I know for a fact he's going to appeal this. We just have to wait and see how it's all going to play out. But let's take a look at Tory's dad giving his 2 thoughts when he leaves the courtroom.
In the LAPD's office, tell me how there's no fingerprints. My God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today.
That's
that
right.
Rock
That's
Nation,
right.
you will crumble. I am an apostle of God,
That's right.
and you will know who I am.
That's right. Say that, man. Come on, man. I feel that, bro. Real talk.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's his dad. He's obviously going to stick up for him. And Tory could be guilty and just lying to everybody. His parents and family are going to believe him. It's just kind of is what it is. But he ended... This was just looking into more stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, dude. I really did not think it was going to play out like this. Like, I thought it was... It's just... This has been a long process. Like, probably close to 2 years, or maybe even over 2 years this has been going on. The whole court thing. Like, first it started with the allegations, charges were filed. But I just did not think it was going to play out like this. And honestly, it kind of felt for a while that it was getting swept under the rug. You know what I mean? But it's surreal now that this is actually happening, you know. But, you know, if Tory did it, then you're just a fucking idiot. Ruin your whole career over what? Jealousy? And if her best friend did it, then you're a piece of shit because now Tory's in jail for nothing. So, we'll just have to kind of wait for sentencing. Obviously, Tory's going to appeal it, so we'll cover that also. But I just wanted to make a quick video about this whole situation because it's crazy, you know. But that's it, Bino. If you guys wouldn't mind liking and maybe subscribing, it's free. It's up to you. You could always unsubscribe, but this channel is just going to keep getting better and better. So if you guys want to appreciate sticking around for the ride, it's going to be awesome. So that being said, I appreciate you guys and take care. Thanks.